Hey guys, Coach Daniel here. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. I'm here for our Monday morning pump. We got a nice workout for you guys today. All we're gonna need is a bench if you have it, and then a pair of dumbbells if you have it. If you do not have a pair of dumbbells, what you could do is maybe put some heavy books, rocks, water bottles, something like that into a backpack and use those instead, or any weighted object really works. If you do not have a bench, what you could use is maybe utilize your couch or just modify things a little bit so where you can do it from the floor or just a flat bench in general. All right, so first things first, we're going to warm up together. If you have a yoga mat or something like that, that may be a good idea to use. But first things first, we are going to take it down towards the ground. All right, we're going to start on our butts here. We have 10 rolling V's. You're going to tuck your knees in as you roll back. As you come forward, open up and reach. We got 10 here. Seven. And 10. Second exercise we have here, guys, is we're going to lay down as if we were doing a single leg glute bridge. I'm going to get my right ankle over my left knee. Shoulders are going to stay in contact with the floor, and I'm going to rotate till my foot is flat in the ground and come back up to center. We have 5 figure 4 rotations on each side here. Once we're done there, switch it up. 3, 4, 5. Nice job, guys. Now I'm going to walk my feet out slightly, so there's a slight bend in my knees here. I'm going to keep my toes up towards the sky, hands at my side. I'm going to rotate through my spine, reach down, same side hand, same side leg as far as I can, back to center, and then switch. We have 10 total, 5 on each side here. Really reach down so that you feel that oblique tighten up. Oh, nice job there, guys. Now we are going to get 10 single leg glute bridges. So you can either do it from that figure 4 position, or you can have one leg floating in the air. From here, you are going to drive your heel into the floor, raise up your hips, squeeze your glutes and your core at the top. All right, 15 on both sides here. Nice job, switch. Nice job, guys. Once we're done there, we're going to be in a 6-point position on our hands and knees here. Feet are going to be nice and relaxed, hands directly underneath our shoulders. We're going to get 5 breathing cat-cows. As we inhale, we're going to round out our low back, bring our hips in towards our stomach. And then as we exhale, we're going to arch down. Again, this is a great exercise. If anybody's having any hip pain, lower back problems, let's get some fluid into our spine here. We are going to get 6 deep breaths here. Again, move through that breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. Nice job. Now what we are going to get is our lat stretch. I'm going to take my one hand, bring it out in front on the blade of my hand, so I'm on my pinky toe, or on my pinky finger, I should say. And then out about 3 inches out towards the side. I'm going to keep my hand where it is, and now bring my hips back into my heels. We have 6 on each side here as well. And now again, go through that checklist and switch sides. Once we are done there, we are going to get 5 bird dogs on each side. It's going to be opposite arm, opposite leg. You are going to reach straight forward with that arm, and you are going to kick straight back with that leg. Make sure that ankle is flexed back towards your body so your toes into the ground. Then we're going to come hand to knee and then back out. We have 6 on each side here. Getting some blood flow into the back of our body here. Nice, all 6 on the same side, and then switch that up. Nice, guys. Once we are done there, let's pop it up to our feet. On our feet here, we have 15 body weight squats, nice and fast, trying to get some blood flow into our lower half here. And let's go. Nice job, guys. Last thing we have are 5 single leg ground touches. You are going to balance out on your one leg, and you're going to control your body down to the ground and then pop back up without letting that non-working leg come in contact with the ground here, all right? We have 5 on each side. Shake it out and then switch. Nice job, guys. Shake it out. And now from here, if you need, get yourself a quick sip. We are going to move forward to our specific prep. What we have here is 3 exercises. We're going to take it for 2 rounds. Everything is going to be on the floor here, all right? So let's take it back to our yoga mats if we have them. First thing that we have here are hip hydrants, guys. So we'll get back into that 6-point position. Again, hand directly underneath our shoulders, toes into the ground. And now I'm going to bring my knee out as high as I can, out towards the side, and come back up. We have 20 on each side here. Ready? Let's go. Nice job, guys. One cue here is you don't want to compensate by bending that elbow on that opposite side just to get that knee a little bit higher. You want to stay honest and work to the best of our mobility here, all right? So let's switch sides here now. Nice job, guys. Now what we have are 10 single leg heel bridge on each side. So a little bit different than a glute bridge, but for the most part, the setup is going to be fairly similar, all right? So we're going to start on our butt and lay back down. Now, the main difference here is a glute bridge position. Your feet are a little bit closer to your body here, and your feet are flat on the ground. Heel bridge is only going to be a slight bend in your knee with your toes up towards the sky. Now, from this position, guys, you want to exhale all of your air and then keep your core nice and tight. Non-working leg is off the ground, and you are going to drive your heel into the floor, raise up your hips. We have 10 reps on each side here. Nice job. Switch it up here again. Exhale all your air, keep that core nice and tight, and then drive. Nice job, guys. You should be feeling those in your hamstrings. If you feel in your glutes and or your low back, the chances are you will probably compensate there. So again, go through that checklist. Make sure you exhale all your air, keep that core tight, and then drive your heels into the floor there. All right, third exercise, guys, we'll take it back up to our feet. These are going to be bent over YTWs, all right? So we are going to get into an RDL position, slight bend in our knee, and then push our hips back so our chest is almost parallel with the ground. And now we have our Ys out in front, trying to get our arms even with our ears here. We have 10 reps here. Thumbs up towards the sky. Nice. Then our Ts. Again, thumbs always up towards the sky, guys. Ts were just coming out towards our side here. You're going to control it the entire time. Nice. And then for our Ys, we're going to reach out and drive our elbows back, squeeze our lats. Nice job, guys. So now, pause the video there. You have one more round there, 2 total. And then from there, grab yourself a quick sip and then hit play. And then we will move on to our first strength series. So again, for our first strength series, all we need is a dumbbell, and that's it. For my guys, I would say anything between 20 and 40. Ladies, between, I would say, 10 and 30. All right, so first things first, we are going to grab our dumbbell. It's going to be a series of 4 rounds, 2 exercises. First exercise, we're going to be on the floor here. First exercise, guys, we are going to be in a glute bridge position. So I'm going to have my feet flat on the ground, and I'm going to drive my heels into the floor to raise up my hips. From here, I'm going to keep my glutes locked out, keep my hips up towards the sky, and I'm going to get a single arm dumbbell press straight up into the air. I'm going to control it on the way down so my elbow doesn't slam into the ground, and then drive back up. We have 10 on each side here, guys. Couple cues. You want to keep your glutes engaged and control that weight on the way down. That way, like I said, your elbow does not slam into the floor there. We have 10 on each side there. And then from there, we are going to get into a split stance position. So if I have the dumbbell in my right hand, my left foot is going to be slightly in front. Right foot's going to be back here. I'm going to hinge my hips back, get my chest close to the floor, and now I'm going to row this dumbbell into my back hip here, just like so. You don't want to go too far up to the point where that shoulder starts to round forward. You just want to get your elbow, again, even with your rib cage here, and then control it on the way back down. The reason for that is to create that tension, or increase the time under tension, I should say, and kind of save our shoulder there, because sometimes we have a tendency to drive our elbow too far back behind us, and then our shoulder rounds forward. And so let's say this is my humerus, the bone in my body that attaches to my rotator cuff, and this is my rotator cuff here. I'm actually getting out of the socket and then back in. So over time, you will start to develop some stress in the back of your shoulder there. So guys, those are the 2 exercises there. It's going to be that glute bridge single arm dumbbell press and then the split stance dumbbell row. We have 10 on each side there for 4 rounds. All right, so again, pause the video, get your 4 rounds in there. Once you are done with those 4 rounds, get some water, catch your breath, and then click play to see what we got next. Part 2, guys, we will need a bench of some sort, but again, if you do not have a bench, you can modify it by performing the 2 exercises on the floor here. It's going to be similar to what we had in part 1. The only difference is we are going to have 3 rounds as opposed to 4. All right, so let's get right into it, guys. It's going to be a incline dumbbell press with both dumbbells now, as well as an incline dumbbell row. All right, but I will show you guys a couple variations, again, if you do not have a bench. So first thing, we have to obviously make the bench into an incline position. Grab our dumbbells. And now I like to have my dumbbells on my thighs. That way when I fall back, I can bring my legs with me. And then the dumbbells are already set up in a good spot. All right, so we're going to, again, drive straight up. Try to keep our shoulder, head, and butt in contact with the floor. Control on the way down. Right to those elbows, get in contact with the rib cage or even with our rib cage. And then drive back up. We have 10 on each side here. Once we are done there, we're gonna roll over so that our chest is now in contact with the bench here. And now from this position, guys, you want to kind of bring your chest a little bit off the bench here to fire up our upper back. And now we are going to drive our elbows back and up so that our wrists are even with our hips. We have 10 reps here, squeezing our shoulder blades together at the top. So that's it for part 2. We have those 2 exercises. We are going to rip that for 3 rounds. But again, as I promised, if you do not have a bench, what you could do is hit floor press as opposed to the incline dumbbell bench. And you can hit a bilateral bent over row. Very similar, just slight variation due to the angle. So again, slight bend our knee, push our hips back, and you are going to do the same thing. Drive those elbows up and back so that our wrists are even with our hips. All right, so that's part 2, guys. Again, pause the video there, get your 3 rounds in. Once you're done there, quick sip of water, catch your breath, and then move on. All right, moving on here, we have a little series of 1-to-1 work to rest ratio. It's going to be 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Okay, so have your phone in front of you, have your stopwatch, clock, whatever the case may be. Have somebody time you, husband, wife, sister, brother, friend. That way you can just focus on what you are doing at the time. So 30 seconds of work is going to come in the form of our dumbbell push-ups, similar to renegade rows, where we would be in a high plank position. We would just be holding on to the dumbbells here. All right, so like I said, we are going to go 30 seconds, as many reps as we can. If you do not have dumbbells or you do not feel comfortable with this variation, you can get rid of the dumbbells and just perform a normal push-up. I just want to give you guys a couple quick cues before you pause the video and rip this. We have 4 rounds here, by the way. But before we do that, guys, you want to keep your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Feet are back here. You want to push your rib cage up towards the sky and squeeze your glutes to scoop your hips. From here, you want to make sure your elbow pits are facing forward by spreading the floor. You're going to control yourself on the way down and then push that floor weight to get back up. All right, once you kind of feel yourself losing quality of reps, take your break. Doesn't matter if you're 15 seconds in, you got 15 seconds left. Quality over quantity every single time, 10 times out of 10 times. So once you feel yourself kind of losing technique a little bit, stop yourself, reset, and then get it done. All right, so let's click pause right here, and then we will move forward. All right, guys, so for this 4th series in this workout, we will need a light pair of dumbbells. I'm going to use the same ones at 25 pounds. That may be a little bit aggressive, so for my gentlemen, I would recommend maybe using 15 to 20s, and then ladies, 10 to 15. But we have 2 rounds here. It's going to be 3 exercises. I'm going to show you on the bench here, but again, you can modify it. If you do not have a bench, you could hit all 3 exercises on the floor here, all right? And then maybe use a chair for our bench dips, and or a bed, table, doesn't matter. Let's get creative here, all right, guys? So first things first, we have our dumbbell close grip bench press. So again, we're going to start with the dumbbells on our thighs here. Bring them back as we fall back, grab them together, and then we're going to press directly up, just like so. I like this variation a lot. It's going to hit the chest as well as the triceps. It does a great job of isolating those 2 exercises. Now from here, guys, I'm going to use 1 dumbbell, but you guys are going to use 2. The reason I'm going to use 1 is because, as I mentioned, this is a little bit aggressive for me here. So I'm going to grab this 1 dumbbell by the head here. I'm going to get it over my head. I'm going to keep my elbows locked out. We have our dumbbell skull crushers here. By the way, sorry, we have 15 dumbbell close grip bench press. Now from here, I'm going to keep my elbows locked out and then lower the weight down to the bench and then drive my knuckles up towards the sky. We have 15 reps here, just like so. Again, keep that elbow locked out to isolate the triceps there. Now from there, once you are done with 15 reps, you're going to perform your bench dips. So you are just going to get your palms on the bench here and walk forward. It is a little bit easier if you have your knees bent. If you want to make it a little bit harder, get your legs nice and straight, all right? Control yourself down and then fire up by pushing through the bench. We have 15 reps here. As I mentioned, guys, you can use a chair, coffee table, bed. Really doesn't matter for those bench dips. All right, 15 dumbbell close grip bench presses, 15 dumbbell or band skull crushers here, keeping that elbow locked out, and then 15 bench dips and or chair dips. 2 rounds there. Get it done, guys. Pause the video, and then I'll show you how we're going to finish up. Got a little bit of core work here, all right? So to finish up, you guys are just going to need 1 dumbbell and 1 dumbbell. That's it. All right, I would use a little bit of a more moderate dumbbell. Anything above 15 pounds here will be fairly aggressive, but I'm going to use a 25 because aggressive is my middle name. So you guys are going to get into a high plank position. I recommend a wide base of support, so spread out your feet. That way you can keep your hips square to the ground. Now from this position, I'm going to take my left hand if the weight's on the right side and then drag it across here, and then vice versa. Again, notice how my hips stay square. I'm not rotating as I'm pulling like so, right? You really want to activate that core by challenging yourself to keep your hips square. We have 16 total, 8 on each side there. All right, and then to finish it up, we will get rid of the weight. Again, we are going to be in a high plank position, and we have our tempo mountain climbers here, guys. We are going to, again, push our rib cage up towards the sky, scoop our hips by squeezing our glutes, then drive same side knee to same side chest, hold for 2 seconds, step back, and then replace. 1, 2, step back. We have 10 on each side here. The important thing there, guys, is to really maintain that isometric at the top for 2 seconds. That's going to be the best way to really activate your core there. So we have those 2 exercises for 3 rounds to finish up the day. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it as always. Let me know how you like the workout, all right? Good job.